All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to unpack the 4 key AWS developer tools that you need to know to build a completely automated software release pipeline.
Have you ever noticed this? One minute your favorite app works one way, and the next, boom, there's a cool new feature. And you didn't have to do anything. There was no downtime. Well, that little bit of magic is a process called CI/CD, and it's all about automation. And AWS gives us the exact tools we need to build it. So who are the stars of our show today? Well, it's these 4 services: CodeCommit, CodeBuild, CodeDeploy, and CodePipeline. Think of them as the building blocks that team up to make all that seamless automation possible. Let's see how they all fit together. To really get a feel for how these guys work together, let's think of it like a high-tech, automated assembly line for your code. We're actually going to follow a single piece of code on its big journey, right from the developer's keyboard, through this pipeline, all the way until it's live and in front of users. We'll see exactly which tool handles each step. So, where does this all begin? Well, for any piece of software, it all starts at a central code repository. And that's where AWS CodeCommit steps in. Look, if you've ever used Git or GitHub, you're going to feel right at home here. It's basically a secure, private Git repository that lives in the AWS cloud. This becomes the single source of truth for your entire project. But this is way more than just a place to dump your files, right? CodeCommit is built for teamwork. It's designed to let a whole bunch of developers work on the same project without stepping on each other's toes. It manages all their updates, tracks every single change, and keeps a complete history of every version. It's really the foundation for everything that comes next. Okay, so our code is all snug and safe in CodeCommit, but you can't just run raw source code. It needs to be built. It needs to be tested. And that brings us to the next stop on our assembly line. And this is where AWS CodeBuild shines. It grabs that code from our repo and just gets to work. And the best part, it's fully managed. That means no servers to patch, no infrastructure to worry about. You just tell it what to build, and it handles the how. So what's it actually doing? Well, it has 3 super important jobs. First, it compiles the code. Turns it from the stuff we write into the stuff a computer understands. Second, and this is huge, it runs a battery of automated tests to hunt for any bugs. And finally, assuming everything checks out, it bundles it all up into something called an artifact. Just think of it like a perfectly packaged box, ready for delivery. Now, that testing step, it's a massive deal. It's like a quality checkpoint. If all the tests pass, awesome, the pipeline keeps rolling. But if even one little test fails, bam, the whole process stops, dead in its tracks. The build gets rejected, and the developer gets an instant notification saying, hey, you need to fix this. This whole setup is built around a core idea in modern software development: fail fast, fix early. By catching these little errors automatically, right here in the build stage, we can make sure that broken code never ever makes it out into the wild. All right, mission accomplished. Our code has been compiled, it's been tested, it's passed with flying colors, and it's all nicely packaged up. It's ready. So what's next? Well, we got to get it out to our users. And this is where, you guessed it, AWS CodeDeploy comes into play. The name kind of gives it away, right? Its whole job is to automate the deployment, taking that beautiful little package we just built and getting it onto our live servers. And its mission is really about 2 things: speed and safety. By automating this last step, teams can push out new features super quickly. It helps you do updates without any downtime, which is amazing, and it gets rid of all the risks that come from someone trying to do this manually. Plus, it's super flexible. It can deploy to EC2 instances, to Lambda, even to your own servers sitting in your own data center. Okay, so let's recap. We have CodeCommit for storing the code, we have CodeBuild for, building it, and CodeDeploy for deploying it. But what's the glue that holds all this together? What's watching CodeCommit and telling CodeBuild to start? How does this all happen automatically? That, my friends, is the job of our final tool, AWS CodePipeline, and it's the conductor of our entire automated orchestra. It's important to remember it doesn't do the storing, building, or deploying itself. Instead, it's the brains of the operation. It defines the entire workflow and tells the other services what to do and when to do it. Yeah, think of it just like a conductor leading an orchestra. CodePipeline makes sure every single service plays its part perfectly, right on cue. This is what creates that fast, consistent, and super reliable release process. So let's put it all together and watch the whole thing in action. 1. A developer commits a new piece of code to CodeCommit. 2. CodePipeline sees that change instantly and kicks off CodeBuild. 3. CodeBuild compiles everything and runs all the tests. Now, if, and only if, those tests pass, CodePipeline gives the green light to CodeDeploy. And 4. CodeDeploy takes over and pushes the new version live to users. The whole thing, end-to-end, completely automated. And there you have it, the entire journey from a line of code to a live feature. Now, to wrap all this up and really lock it in, especially if you've got an exam coming up, let's boil it all down to a super simple cheat sheet. Okay, here's the dead simple way to remember all of this. See code commit? Think source control. It's your private Git repo where the team collaborates. See code build? Think compile and test. It's the factory and the quality control station that builds those artifacts. When you hear code deploy, think automated deployment. It's the delivery truck that gets your code onto EC2, Lambda, or wherever it needs to go. And finally, code pipeline, that's the orchestrator. It's the manager, the conductor, the brains behind the whole end-to-end workflow. So now you've seen the blueprint for building a seriously modern, automated software pipeline. These tools give you the power to create and release software faster and with more confidence than ever before. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?